I believe we are live.
All right.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're at in this crypto world. My name is Cody, and I am the host for today's L1X community live stream. So we've got some pretty exciting stuff geared up for you. Feels like a lot of gaming talk going to be going on today. So without further ado, welcome to the crew that's with us today. Uh, we'll kick it over to Kevin to just get this thing rolling because I know everybody's just as excited as I am to learn all about this L1X play and what it's doing. So
Yeah, yeah. No, thanks for that, Cody. Mike, Leo, a long time.
Hey,
Um, yeah. Anyhow, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are. Welcome back to the L1X webinar. It's been a long time. I guess it's been more than a month since we, had the webinar. So I'm excited to go through a couple of new things or updates that we have, come out with. I'll share my screen. We'll do it the usual way. I'll share my screen and we'll go through the slides.
yep.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys see my screen, please? Yeah. All right. Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay. So we did launch L1X Play on the 10th of November, and we launched it with Biscuit Run. Since then, we have had, some decent traction on the platform, over 300 gameplays, users signing up on a daily basis. And we'll see in terms of the marketing, how we are going to approach it. What's the rationale behind L1X Play? We'll see to that as well. But yeah, the team worked extremely hard. L1X Play is out. We do have a gaming arcade now on the protocol, so that's good to know. Not very long ago, we launched the decks. We have some good number of pools over there as well, as we'll see further. Moving on, we do have Biscuit Run that we launched with, and it's a pretty good game. I mean, if you guys have not tried it out, I highly recommend go and try it out. 10 cents per participation. And the way it works is, as users keep coming in, depositing the 10 cents, you keep playing the game. And what will happen over there is the winner gets 50% of the winning pool after 20% deduction of the platform fee. So if you put in 10 cents and, I don't know, if the winning pot is $100 and 20% is the platform fee, you'll be getting $40, which is 50% of the $80. So as more and more players join into this, I think it's going to get more interesting. How are we going to get more players? We'll talk about that. There are a few upcoming games as well. So we do have the Avibo Bird, which is also inspired by the Avibo token, which is listed on Quantum Dex. It's going to be something like Flappy Bird, right? Tap and play. We're going to have X-Talk Dash. So basically, this is a go-kart game where you'll be able to select one of the cars. Of course, I'm going to select L1X, and you'll be able to race with opponents or with the computer. If the opponents are there, you'll play with them or with the computer, uh, you know, uh, taking your score high. And of course, it's going to be based on the leaderboard. We'll also have Plinko and Crash. Now, the Plinko and Crash model over here, it's based on a chance-based game. And the whole rationale over here is that, majority of the infrastructure for L1X Play is running on the L1X protocol. So, very soon, whatever is not running, we will be putting it on the infrastructure. And, this allows us to offer multiple types of chance-based games, letting users just, sign in with their wallet straight up. The user interface or the experience has been pretty seamless. Like, we have not faced any complaints from any user in terms of them signing up, having problems with getting the L1X points. But yeah, pretty exciting. Our goal is to have around 15 to 20 games by the first quarter of next year, and probably around 6 to 7 games before the end of this year. The play token model. So how does that work, and why does it have L1XG and L1XP? So at the moment, you can come in and deposit using Ethereum or any other network available on the list. You first get access to L1X Gold. So L1X Gold basically is your validation token, saying that you have made a deposit, and you are now eligible to get L1XP. So immediately you get around 50% of L1XP. So if you bought $100 worth of L1XG, you'll get $50 worth of L1XP immediately. And whenever you keep logging in with your wallet every time, you'll get more 5 coins, taking your number to 100. So there is no catch over there. Every time you log in with your wallet, you get those 5 coins. Typical sweepstake model, the way it has to be designed. And L1XP is used to play the games. And L1XP is also used if you want to withdraw your coin to any other network like Binance, USDT, USDC. So if you've got 50 L1XP coins, you are eligible to withdraw. So there is a minimum of 50 L1XP that you do require to withdraw the amount, but there is no minimum when you want to deposit your coin. In terms of the revenue model, so we've got two types of games, so two types of revenue models over here. In skill-based game, we'll have a 20% fee on a daily basis. So as soon as the leaderboard keeps refreshing on daily, we'll take 20% from the winning pot that goes towards the protocol or the platform. And in chance-based games, of course, we'll have the house edge. The typical casino-style house edge algorithms are being used over here. When the games do come out, which is Crash and Plinko, you will see how these algos work. But in terms of the games, of course, the skill and chance-based games, we've got the leaderboard, platform commission, and the house edge as the revenue mechanism. We also have the whole backend infrastructure, majority of it running on-chain. So there is, of course, white labeling opportunities available. Now you can go and see multiple type of gaming platforms like stake.com. You can have, Rollbit. There are many of them out there. But, what separates us from the other guys out there is the fact that I have not come across any platform yet that does majority of the things, such as even the gameplays, validation on chain. So that is a newbie for us in terms of, what we do want to offer. And if you've already played the games, you will see how fast it is in terms of, depositing, and even during the gameplay, it's pretty quick. So there is no lag over there. It's pretty fast. Um, in terms of white labeling, I think that's a huge market opportunity there. And why we are going to address or focus on that as well in the coming time, we'll go through that. Now, coming to the partnership. So, with DeFi, it's pretty hard in terms of going to a honeypot where majority of the gaming users are already there. But with gaming, the whole concept is very different. And one of the reason we wanted to launch L1X Play was having a trickle down effect of the user and reducing the customer acquisition cost overall on the L1X app platform through the gaming partners. So we are in the final stages of signing the agreement with Cajun. So Cajun is the biggest verification protocol out there. They've got almost 40 million verified users with them. You can see the numbers there. Around 6 million monthly active users and 780,000 daily active users. So the way they operate is they've got clans all over the world. And the clan leaders, they have the gaming users under those clans. So we have almost signed an agreement with them. We've received it. And we will do marketing on L1X Play with these guys. It is performance-based completely. So until and unless users do not come in, deposit, and play the game, there is no dollar amount that is going to be given to them. Moving on, we've also got TaskOn. So TaskOn has completed the integration with L1X, and we are going to work with TaskOn on coming up with 3 different types of campaigns. So first is the 30-day challenge with L1X Play games. What does happen over there is every day you play a single game, you will be given the opportunity to go towards day 2. So in that way, even if, for example, we want someone to play Biscuit Run, 30 times, every day, 1 game each. And at the end of 30 day, you do get, let's say, a couple of dollars, $15, $20, plus the ability to win the game in the leaderboard. We will have leaderboard sprints as well. So at the moment on TaskOn, you'll see L1XP2 coin that is being given out for task. But we will also have L1XP coins over there, where if you complete L1X Play-based tasks, you will be given those coins, and that will have a different leaderboard in terms of you getting all these points and getting rewarded. So there is a dual benefit over here. You can even win on the L1X Play platform. And if you want to take it further, you can join in with TaskOn as well, and you can win over there. We will also have milestone-based tasks. So the difference between the 30-day challenge and the milestone-based is the milestone-based has multiple different things. For example, it could be based on complete one game each, versus you playing Biscuit Run on a 30-day challenge, playing it 30 times. So milestone will be play Biscuit Run once. It could be play Avibo, play Crash, play Plinko. And as you keep unlocking the milestones, you are rewarded immediately versus the 30-day challenge where you have to complete the whole 30-day and only then you get rewarded. So there is instant gratification through the point systems over here as well. So this is being set up at the moment. We expect the campaigns to go live in the second week of December. We are also working with Quest, not working. We are setting up our campaign ourselves. We're not working with any person over there, but we are setting up our campaign ourselves for a month-long campaign for Christmas and New Year. So we will be allocating a certain budget. We will be coming up with a Christmas-based game, to push this month-long campaign on Quest M. The steps ahead with L1X Play, as I mentioned earlier, it is a user onboarding funnel. So the top of the funnel in terms of the gaming users getting onboarded. We've actually got more users on L1X Play than we have on Quantum Dex in the first 3 days. So the number of users that signed up for L1X Play is more than the number of users that signed up for Quantum Dex in the first 3 days. So we do believe that once the KGen marketing, TaskOn, and Quest start, we will get an inflow of users coming into the protocol, from there, reducing the customer acquisition cost. The second one is it is definitely a revenue generator. I mean, any type of casino style games, plus the ability that the whole thing is on chain, right? A strong differentiator right there. Lets you just connect your wallet and start playing the game. No other details required. So it's a pretty straightforward process and a very strong revenue generator. And one of the interesting thing also is the fact that we are also looking at L1X Play as a separate product, of course, under the L1X banner, but as a possible exit. So we have spoken to one of the bigger companies out there in the gaming space that is having a very hard time in the Web2 sector because of the sweepstake licenses being hammered down in Canada and in US right now. So this being a complete on-chain infrastructure where they have not seen anything like this before, once we have 15 to 20 games in there and at least 20,000 active users on the platform, this gives us an opportunity to start discussing for a possible exit of L1X Play. Now, why would we want to do something like that? Well, one strategy of ours definitely is, pushing the DEX, pushing the liquidity, and getting the dollars into the release pool. But um, we want to have a plan B as well. So the plan B over here is L1X Play, where we do believe that with the right marketing push that we are going to give to it, there will be a possible exit for L1X Play as a product. The other good news is there is, a private investor from the gaming side of things, and who's got a gaming background in some sort of capacity, who's going to invest around $1 million in L1X Play for a stake into L1X Play. So the L1X Play product, of course, it's a part of the L1X Foundation, but indirectly, but there is a possible exit opportunity there, and we want to build a platform from the very beginning as an exit, so that when we do sell that product, the investors take their money, whoever put in the money in L1X Play, but majority of the money goes back to the L1X Foundation into the release pool. That's the plan with L1X Play, and that I think is a very strong positioning for the whole protocol or the health of the protocol. Quantum Dex highlights. So we did have 68 pools that are launched. Around 3.3 million liquidity is locked in there. 400 plus tokens are in queue. And in the roadmap, I will talk about the swap updates as well. But we are getting around 1 to 2 pools or 3 pools every 10 days in there. The team is working to onboard certain projects, but I think with the Quantum Dex and L1X Play, one of the other strategy also that we are trying to focus upon is any meme coins that are getting launched out there. We build a game around that meme coin and launch it on L1X Play, regardless if it is listed on Quantum Dex or not. Because meme coin being a decentralized community or just a community, no founder attached to a meme coin, it makes it easier for us to sell the play concept to that community. Now, if some member of that community does have a good amount of that meme coin, they can come and launch that meme coin on Quantum Dex as well. So there is a twofold effect over here that we will be approaching. So any new meme coin coming out, we'll have certain games ready for it to be reskinned and launch on the play, where indirectly they can come and list on Quantum Dex as well.
Hey, Kevin, can I ask a quick
Yeah, please.
question before we go on about the gaming platform? Do you
Yeah.
know on average what the games are averaging TPS wise currently? Do you know the numbers off the top of your head?
In terms of the transactions that have currently gone through, like when you try to play a single game that does around 4 to 5 different transactions within the game itself, right? Verifying. We've had when we tested it, we've had, you know, over 40,000, 45, 50,000 transactions a second done when we were testing it.
That's
And yeah, and there was no lag to it. Like even if you play right now, there's no lag.
Yeah, and I think that it's important for everybody to understand that this isn't just another gaming platform per se, because it really showcases what L1X can do. Because if you look at Solana, I think they're what, between 1,000 and 4,000 TPS. You've got like Avalanche, which is averaging about 100 to 500, and you've got like Immutable, which is 1,000 to 2,000 as well. And I mean, these are the ones that people are building games on. And if we're hitting 40, dude, that's massive to show that our capabilities of being able to put these on chain. Because even if you look at the actual number of games that are on chain with these other blockchains, you could probably count them on both hands.
Yeah.
It's and we've got what, 6, 8 already, and it's not going to be hard for us to surpass them. So let that sink in for the community that's listening. Is just like, this is could be the biggest game changer for 2026 for games, because it removes a lot of the complexity of the TPS that they need in order to run 100% on chain. And so they've had to look off chain, and then it gets really sticky with data and smoothness and experience type of thing, because now you're bringing in Web 2 elements along with blockchain. This is purely blockchain technology that we're talking about here, folks. So it's very important that we just let that sit in of where we're headed for 2026. So when Kevin talks about this stuff, if you're a gamer, you know exactly right where we're headed.
No, 100%. Thanks, Cody. And yeah, I think, also, what is also important is the Xtalk element to it, right? Where, your DeFi strategies can be integrated into the games with maintaining that speed. Like, the moment you build on Solana or Avalanche, but then once the interoperability angle comes in, it doesn't really make sense wherever you build after that. The speed is the same. So I think the Xtalk angle also helps in terms of issuing your NFT. If you're already issued your NFT identity somewhere else and you want to play the game on L1X, you could verify that user and play the game straight up. So there are multiple angles, and also, we are, thinking of releasing the whole like an SDK for this, where gamers can come in, build, and start deploying their games on the store itself on L1X Play, where 20% to 10% commission keeps coming to the L1X platform. But that is sometime around Q2 next year, after we have at least launched 10 games. Good. So we did have certain core upgrades as well. we had smarter RPC handling for a smoother experience. So we were looking at users on MetaMask or Rabi, where they were having issues with signing of transactions or transferring of the tokens. If you do have, I recommend don't keep a lot of accounts on your MetaMask. If you do have 150 accounts, usually people do have that many. MetaMask has a funny way of sending 150 requests to L1X, and that is how we have smartly handled it. So now you won't be facing RPC issues. Also with the node syncing, where the new nodes joining in, previously they had to only connect with the master nodes, or the full validator nodes, who are actually the decision makers, to download the information or to sync peer-to-peer. But now they can sync across their immediate peer as well. So any new nodes joining in, and not only that, this is also helpful for the current infrastructure where the boot nodes were sending in or syncing information to the peer nodes, but now peer-to-peer update of data can be done. So it's faster. This all adds up to why L1X Play is also faster than what we think. Okay, coming to the the roadmap. So I'll just go through it from previously so that we have a refresher. On 15th October, we did launch the L1X swap, which was mobile compatible. The Quantum DEX also became mobile compatible. We also had Wallet Connect option available on the mobile, smarter RPC handling, which we went through, and the faster node syncing. 7th of November, we did launch L1X Play. 7th or 10th of November, we did launch it. There is a mistake here. Yes, 10th of November, we did launch L1X Play. 21st of November, we are expecting to go out with email signups. So those of you who do not have a wallet, it is mobile compatible already. So if you have a wallet on your phone, you can go and play. But for those who don't have a phone, a wallet, and want to sign up with email and start playing, so we are coming up with that as well. On 5th of December is when we are expecting to upgrade the L1X swap. It has taken a little bit more time, and this one will completely open up the WL1X swap out as well. So this upgrade right here, with the L1X swap, not only it'll be a much faster experience for you to swap. We're changing a little bit of UI and UX as well along with that, but also the WL1X swap out process will be opened up. 9th of December is when we expect to release the Xtalk Dash on L1X Play. So that will be the 4th game. So the Plinko and the Crash is expected to come out sometime this month. And the 4th game is going out on 9th of December, which is Xtalk Dash. And the 5th game before the end of the year is going out on 15th of December, which is the Aviva World. So we do have pretty much, quite a bit of games lined up. We do have marketing campaigns lined up as well. Before we start the marketing campaign, we just want to make sure that Crash and Plinko, is out, it's stable, bug free. And even if today, the 10,000 users go to the platform simultaneously, like if you want to try it out, all of you, you can go to the L1X Play platform simultaneously and play it. It will not break. The network is going to be able to sustain that. I think that definitely is a feat for the protocol as a whole, having the ability to demonstrate this right out of the box on L1X Play. And as I mentioned previously, with the marketing side of things, we are going to go harder on L1X Play with TaskOn, Cajun, and QuestN, because we do believe this performance-based marketing and getting new users, focusing on getting new users on a daily basis is definitely going to add up, to the liquidity side of things as well. Yeah.
I guess that's me. All right. So don't forget, everybody, on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do our weekly roundtable discussions. And with the launch of L1X Play, I'm excited because now we can really start getting into some of these gaming communities and really start promoting it there as well. So you'll probably see me jumping onto a lot of these different gaming spaces as well. So kind of be on the lookout for those. I will make sure that I start sharing out from the L1X handle when I do jump on those. So just look for the little tag up in the corner of the Twitter or X account that shows that we are live. So, and then we still have our 10-minute pitches. We've had some really good projects come on over the last month or so. And we still are doing our L1X exclusive interviews as they come in with new partners. Sounds like we're going to have to get this KGen on the episode for an interview with them as well. And there's a few backlogged ones as well that we need to do that launched on the Quantum Decks that we need to get on as well. Go on to the next slide, please. So overall, over the last couple of weeks, we've had some good engagement. We're up about 56% in our overall engagement, which is great. The biggest thing that I'm liking is the bookmarks. Bookmarks are a great way for people to find us on Twitter because every time that you bookmark like a post or something like that, it helps us with the algorithm. So as people are searching for L1X or searching for games or whatever, we can start showing up in those conversations. So if you have not been doing bookmarks, I highly recommend that you go in and bookmark some of our posts specifically around the gaming side, because that will help us with our marketing efforts that we're going to be doing around L1X. Likewise, I just wanted to share with you, we had a game on called Dragon. I can't read, it's so small. What is that? Project Elderum. We had a game on, looked pretty cool. I think we've actually been in conversation with them as well. But that one actually was a 10-minute pitch that we did at the end of October that had roughly about 2,500 live listeners on it. So thanks to you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. And I know that it means a lot to have, when we do have projects on, to see that amount of support from the L1X community. Go on one more. So right now, we're still averaging about 3+ spaces per day per week. Excuse me, 3+ spaces per day. That should be day, not week. So we are still averaging that. That's either with us hosting or Kevin or I out speaking on various podcasts or shows, things like that. So thank you again for that support. It definitely helps as well. Go on to the next one. The reason why we're doing this, and I don't know if I've shared this before, but when we talk on these spaces, it's a great opportunity for any project to really market themselves out there in the crypto space. It allows people to get an internal look at the team, the people who are behind the scenes cooking. But for us, when we're talking about X Talk, the interoperability part, and some of the cool technology that we've developed, it really does flow into these conversations from the gaming aspect to DeFi trade, DeFi AI, RWAs, all that kind of stuff. And that linking thing is our universal translator language that we can speak with XTalk. And that has been a huge thing. And so as a result of that, we do get some heads churning, and it definitely opens up a lot of good conversation for us to talk about with 6 to 8 different projects per week, more on a candid basis rather than just in a space itself. Now, granted, we wish we could convert all of these people over to L1X. It will be eventually that they'll come over, but sometimes they get blinded by the bright, shiny coins that a lot of these blockchains are offering them, or whatever it might be. But we still maintain a really good relationship with a lot of them, and I'm still in talks with quite a few of them as well. So answering their questions, all that kind of jazz. The other thing that we do it for is obviously new audiences, new networking, new members. There's a lot of caveats to that. And so one thing that if you guys want to get involved with is helping us. I know a lot of you guys are in other projects, other games. Gaming is going to be a huge one for us in the first quarter of 2026, as Kevin presented. And so we would love to have those games come out that you guys enjoy playing. If you know the team, if you have access to their community managers, invite them to come shill their project on the 10-minute pitch show, or even join us in the roundtable discussions. I'm going to start having a few more roundtable themed kind of conversations in this next coming month. So feel free to invite as many projects, games as you guys want, because that would help us out tremendously, because a lot of you guys do have relationships with these people already, and it's not a cold call for us to kind of get these guys out there. But it is a great opportunity for everybody to kind of come together and learn what they've got going and how we might be able to help them as well. So I think that's all of mine.
All right. Okay, so a little bit of an update on the market. It's been quite interesting with Bitcoin over the last couple of days. So the snapshot over the November 12th and 13th period. So the amount of pressure Bitcoin's under at the moment. So it closed under 103,000 and it's continued to test the 100 to 104 support. There's been fairly modest ETF inflows from institutions like BlackRock and Fidelity, and I think that was around, what are the numbers here? About 532 million inflows. BlackRock has put in 224 million and Fidelity 166. So we've got some significant money coming in, but it's a huge amount of shorting going on across Bitcoin at the moment. Now, the support positions are well above the current price levels, and all of them are very profitable and untouched. Now, that's what that means is that it's actually having an impact back onto the rest of the market. So we're seeing the rest of the market pull back a bit. That's okay. And Kevin, I'll probably move on to the next one. It should be the chart itself. Yep, you can start seeing how it's pulled all the way back and gone below the support line. I think that's the 200-day moving average from memory. The red line across the center there. So, I think at the moment we've got about 2 billion worth of shorts in that zone. So we're probably likely to see that continue for a little bit longer yet before it changes around. And there's obviously that $100,000 psychological floor with Bitcoin as well at the moment, and that's a fairly fragile point at the moment. So, moving on a little bit, like I said, the shorts are still winning. Onto the next one. Now, I've just put a little bit of data up here so you can have a little bit of a look at it. I'm not going to go through it all. It did fail to reclaim the 110 mark, and again, it's fallen back below the 200-day moving, what we call the exponential moving average. The fear sentiment is in the bearish zone, sitting at a number of 26 to 29 that they're measuring, very much bearish. But again, how much longer that goes for, I don't know. And we'll see where it moves from there. But really, the short of it, Bitcoin remains bearish under 103. You can move on to the next, Kevin. Thanks. And the shorts have been very profitable and very entrenched. And the ETF inflows, that 500 million, the inflow of that is too weak for a reversal. But leaving the final statement on that one, until Bitcoin breaks and sustains above 110K, here's a statement: the market remains in bear control. And all those people who've shorted the market, they're laughing all the way to the bank at the moment with that. So, yeah, hopefully it's not going to last too long. But hey, people are making some pretty good profit in shorts at the moment. And moving on to the next one, which is L1X and the market making side of things. So we're trading pretty much sideways at the moment. You can see we've had a bit of a pullback there on the price down to about 13.42. It did drop at one point to 9.99, but it tried to breach that, but it didn't sustain it. And we're just waiting for some signs of some buying momentum to come in, and I think we might start getting that, Kevin, with the gaming things that are coming, and see a little bit of a turnaround, which would be nice. But so. Yeah, if we look at Bitcoin, yes, there's a pullback, and we're going to get this in the market where you get periods where you have it is very cyclical. So you're going to get periods where it does pull back like that. And the same with L1X. We're no different to the rest of the market. But it's when you get that turnaround that you've got to watch and get back in. And if we start seeing, as you mentioned before, that coin being able to do the release across into the release pool, that would be very good and create a lot of interest out there in the market. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think, Cody, if you want to go ahead. Yeah. You're muted.
He's on muted again. Yeah.
Sorry, it's only like 5:30, 6 o'clock a.m.
Any
here,
excuse,
so
mate. Come on.
my
No,
brain's
it's
not
early.
yet.
Yeah.
I don't have my Red Bull in me yet. So, no, I was just gonna say, lots of opportunity, a lot of good things coming. That's for sure. And yeah, the market looks a little grim, but I think there's some good things coming.
It always turns around, mate, doesn't it? That's
Yep.
the amazing thing. I mean, what we're looking at here, you see a pullback on, say, Bitcoin or L1X, then what you're seeing is potentially the time when you look for the entry point. And in those that time that entry point in a bear, where you get a bear run, even if it's a short period of a month or two, those who can time that entry back in are going to be doing amazingly well.
Yeah.
People can start seeing 20, 30, 40% increase in a matter of weeks and months. So, yeah.
Cool. Sorry, Kevin, were you going to say something?
Yeah, all good, man. Yeah. So I think, was that me? Okay.
That was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, in terms of the ability to push liquidity and to get some traction, I feel, and this was why we started L1X Play as well in development 60 days ago. The customer acquisition cost is extremely high in terms of bringing users on board to the DEX. And then you've got your whole problems around them getting retained. Certain tech issues come up, and it kind of slows down the whole cycle. So with L1X Play, our goal is very simple, which is our number one priority has always been the swaps and the interoperability, and that stays for the protocol. But in terms of creating liquidity into the DEX, into the release pool, or also at the same time looking at the horizon where you make an action and you kind of look at the long-term reward for it. With L1X Play, that horizon looks shorter because when you compare it to us growing the DEX and the liquidity rolling in over a period of time, that definitely is more into ecosystem building department. But with L1X Play and with these gaming partnerships that we are trying to establish, some of them already done, the users coming onto the platform will definitely have a trickle down effect, because these gamers, even though they are arcade based games, have a very tough time playing Web3 games even today, right? And I think once they look at that experience on L1X Play while they play those games, which is good for us, which is bringing us revenue, which is bringing us transactions, but at the same time that trickle down into the DEX, which trickles down into the core protocol and the liquidity after that, definitely is something that we are aiming for through L1X Play. So it was a very thought out move. It wasn't a knee jerk reaction to, okay, let's do something new out of the box. We're bored. Usually, we're known for that. But this time, I promise you that was not the case. It was definitely a thought out process. And at the same time, we'll be having Discord nights for gaming as well in partnership with Cajun. And with all these new games rolling out, I'm pretty excited what it can do towards bringing in more users, revenue, and traction, and looking at a possible exit of L1X Play later down next year, where if we do manage to grow that, we definitely want to exit L1X Play as a product and bring that money into the protocol into the release pool, into the protocol, so that we can keep growing, our ecosystem or the protocol.
Well, I think to add on to that too, I mean, we've already got a pretty sweet setup with the quantum DEX for any token that is launching, right? From liquidity loans to being able to do cross-chain swap, multi-chain right out of the gate. I mean, that's huge. But now you add in this L1X play and the ability to wrap a game around a meme token. Now you're providing a little bit of a utility for it instantly, right? And so there's a lot of transactions that are going to be going in there. So if you're staking in those pools, you're going to be earning some good rewards as well. So I mean, that's a huge trifecta, and that's one thing that we've tried to really portray when we talk on these spaces is like, yeah, we've got an ecosystem, but when we bring projects in, we're really trying to create a trifecta so that it's a flywheel effect, so that these just don't come in, bring liquidity, and just die, and people drain the liquidity and leave because there's nothing for it. We really want to create this flywheel effect so that it is being used from Launchpad to DEX to gaming. I mean, that is a perfect trifecta right there for any project really that wants to get going, especially a meme project. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think Cody, I don't know how many hours or days worth of talking that we've gone through and design and putting together all the different pieces on gaming in the past. That yeah, it's good to see things starting to come to fruition.
Yep, that's for sure. That's for sure. And there's so many different directions that we could take it beyond that too. Live streaming to just full blown AAA game kind of stuff. And I mean, it's been kind of fun to talk about it, but now we can actually show people like the capabilities of what we can do for gaming.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's also, when you look at the gap in terms of the lottery system. I'm in no way here advocating to become a gambler, but when you look at the gap as an opportunity, only 15 to 18% of the lottery system has been digitized, and you've got a lot of different opportunities, because even if you look at the Web3 games, they are only Web3 in terms of accepting token and letting the users play with that token. That's it, right? When you look at the whole on-chain gaming infrastructure, where the whole games are being deployed on the VM, being executed over there, every state has been updated. If this experience that we can provide to the users right now in terms of faster gameplay, easier onboarding, this is the work that, because of the work we have already done over the last few years. And it's just about the fact where either the DEX or the L1X play. The DEX is a sweet launch pad, right? I mean, you've got anti-rug mechanisms. It's a sweet launch pad. You've got the whole gaming infrastructure. These two angles, work very well for us to onboard users with a lower, customer acquisition cost on the gaming, but at the same time, onboarding projects and trickling down those users from the gaming into the projects, providing, something of an opportunity to the project, saying that, okay, we have a mechanism to bring in users into the protocol, which we do believe will get into your token. So it does work both the ways, when the cycle has come to a certain point. So when does that cycle come to a certain point? That is what we are working towards for 2026.
Yep. No, that sounds great. I'm excited. I don't know about you, Lionel. You're pretty quiet. You must not be excited.
Man, I'm already exhausted. Game is already launched. I've been given new timelines as well, but it's pretty fun, and I've been observing there are a few people. I'm assuming they're in different time zones, so they're competing. So someone's at the top now, then someone comes back and he chases that person. So it's going on. It's picking up as well, and I've been tracking how people are moving across the platform. There are new users who are coming for the gaming section, then they are moving towards the L1X app. What's going on over there, checking the decks out. So yeah, there's traffic coming in.
Yeah, like Leo, you just hit something on the head there. That one of the things that working with some of these meme coins, It actually opens up the exposure to a user base in the millions with each of those, because when those users come in, a lot of people get into crypto by going into the meme side of things. They think, oh yeah, if I stick $100 on or something like that, they'll they might make some money, make double their money or something. But what it does, it opens them up to the concept and teaches them very quickly about how it operates. So what they'll then do is they'll migrate across, they'll have a look at the gaming, and even people who come in just for the gaming, they'll then look at memes or the DEX or other coins and seeing how, and they build up their understanding around cross-chain and what it means, rather than I think it's just a great learning curve for them from whichever angle they come in under.
Yeah, I was reading a study about probably about 3-4 months ago that was talking about like the average, because the Asian countries are like one of the biggest mobile players out there, and it was saying how the average player on mobile in that territory spends on average about $3,500 a month on games, mobile games, that there is no reward, there is no incentive. Yeah, you might win the lottery on that one, but it's all fugazi money. Anyways, you can't really export it, change it into something else, or whatever. But it is a great opportunity, and I think with going mobile first, having the games, all that kind of stuff is definitely going to tap into that for sure, for sure. So I concur with all you guys. It's going to be a good run for us.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. So Mike, Kevin, Lionel, any closing comments you guys want to make? We're almost to the top of the hour.
I think, yeah, Mike, go ahead.
No. So I think just touching back on some of the market stuff, keep a very close eye, is my advice. Keep a very close eye on the likes of Bitcoin and some of the other ones out there, whether it's XRP or ETH, any of those, because I think we're going to start seeing a bit of a turnaround soon. Look, it could drop further yet. It's all conjecture, but it is, like I said before, it is cyclical. So look for those changes in the market. Look for the ones that are offering that innovation. And I think, as you guys said earlier, about the Cody, you're talking about the speed of the transactions, and Kevin, 40,000 transactions TPS. That's brilliant. No, who else can offer that? Those capabilities out there. Sometimes it takes a little bit for people to get to know. They're starting to get to know L1X. Now, once we get out there with the speed on some of that gaming and add the memes in there, I think we're starting to bring, Cody, as you said, that trifecta. That's what we're looking for. Yeah.
Cool.
That's good.
Yeah, Luna, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, so I'll just give a few more updates as well. As Kevin mentioned about the nodes, yes, the updates will go out soon. It's in beta testing with a few of the users. And and with the RPCs as well, as you can see, we have improved a lot. And if you have like hundreds of accounts, even Ethereum accounts won't be able to load on you. So we have done a pretty good job over there. We are still improving. We are still researching on that. And just keep an eye on L1X Play. Going to be a few interesting games coming up, and good luck to y'all on that.
Yeah. No, good. Yeah, I think with regards to we've got this cycle, right? If you look at L1X over the last 3-4 years, this after August, September, everything goes slow, and then again in December, everything picks up again. You look at the last 3-4 years. I hope that cycle continues with us again in 2026, where December, Jan, Feb, March are the best months for us. Like you look at all the years, right? And I think L1X Play, with the intention that we've raised some money over there, but also with the intention of exit. I hope we can capitalize on the next 3 to 4 months that exit comes faster than we know. But apart from that, the team is doing whatever they can in terms of building things out, pushing it out to the people out there. We are aware of the problems, that may exist, and we are solving them one by one. And I think, just a huge thanks to the community to show their patience as much as they can. And just know that as a team, we are here, and we're not going anywhere until this gets done. Yeah.
Exactly. We get up at 6 a.m. to jump on these AMAs, and we're here. We're here for the long haul. But Yeah, I just want to echo what Kevin was just saying. Like, we seriously cannot do these spaces, we cannot do these builds without your guys' patience and support. And you see it every day. Every day I log on to Twitter. It's great to see you guys going in and resharing and commenting, asking questions, doing all that kind of stuff. And really making the community an inviting space for other communities to come in and join us. And that's going to be key to our growth, is that ongoing support. So hats off to you guys. We appreciate you. And with that, I think we'll just call it a wrap. And
Yeah.
until next time, guys, keep working to unite all the crypto and have fun playing L1X play. Have a good one. See ya.
Bye.